Well, social media has permeated almost every aspect of our lives, and there are many people out there who use it as a way to build their careers and even earn a living. Now, the most visible of these people are called social media influencers, and some of South Africa's most prominent bloggers recently sat at the A1 Creators Table panel, headed by our very own dynamic Pan-African entertainment news reporter, Moying, to discuss the business of creating content and profitable influencing.
Someone who has established some sort of credibility with the public, and they use their platforms to influence and communicate with their different audiences and readerships about their experiences with certain products or brands.
Someone who's authentically used their voice in a way that has allowed others to relate to their voice as well, and in using their voice on a commercial basis to drive an income.
To start off, it definitely is easy. You just need yourself and a little bit of motivation from anyone who knows you or just feels like you've got something to give or something to share. But to keep it going and staying uplifted, I think that's the hard part, and it does come easy if you've got a great team or a great family or friends around you.
I don't think it's hard to be a social media influencer. I just think people make it seem very hard because people try to be something that they're not. When you are being yourself, that's when people can relate to you, that's when people trust you, that's when you gain the followership, and necessarily that's when brands want to work with you.
To be a credible social media influencer is to actually sort of build your brand in the process and take it seriously and be consistent and be that authoritative voice to your audience, to your readers, someone that they can rely on. No one has been on the other side of what a successful social media influencer looks like. We're all first generation sort of like influencers, and we're learning our lessons along the way when it comes to creating profit.
Being an online digital content creator is still something that is seen as just a hobby, where internationally bloggers are making multi-millions of money through their collaborations, and I think in this country that's not the case.
Companies or brands usually hire massive teams to do sometimes what bloggers or what influencers do. We are all-rounders, and if you can manage it all by yourself and just put out amazing content, you can definitely make it profitable.
What sets me apart is that I'm original in what I do. I'm very confident in what I do, and I'm very real about what I do. I don't feel there's a need to lie. And I think social media makes people feel like they should always portray this perfect life, you know, this rich life that they don't live.
What sets me apart is the fact that I have the paper behind it. So I'm a qualified makeup artist because when I put out content, I want people to know that I understand what I'm talking about. And for me to stay on top or to be where I am today, I think just took honesty and hard work.
What sets me apart from the rest, I believe, is nothing more than me just being myself. You have to just maintain who you are at the core.
When it comes to influencers, you can't look at numbers. I mean, you have people that have 500,000 followers but have no engagement, and you have someone who has 1,000 followers but has a really high engagement. So I think it's dependent on the person and who they're talking to and what is their target market. Be consistent over a period of time, and as you become consistent, that's when people, you know, will follow your work. And it's very important to always stay ahead, to always researching, always finding new ways to create, always finding new ways to engage with your audience.
Always be honest and trustworthy to brands, to your readers.
You always find yourself going back to, you know, who you are.
Brand building is very important, to look like my brand, understanding how I can present my brand online, understanding how I can communicate the brand in a way that it makes sense across the platform.
Someone like me who is quite shy, it's very difficult to just open yourself up in a room and just be like, hey, I'm this person. But it goes a long way. It's just network. If it's a reach, do it.
There's a whole bigger world of digital and understanding the economy of how digital works. Try have a deeper understanding of the platforms that you're using and how those platforms can best serve what you do. So I think being up to mark with digital is so important.